Today in the show, we have the House of Mouse headlines brought to you by laughingplace.com, your up-to-date resource for the latest Disney news every day of the week. This episode is being released on April 19th, 2023, and here's what's been going on in the world of Disney recently. Pride Night is coming to the Disneyland Resort. An official closing date for Disneyland Splash Mountain has been set. Walt Disney World College Program participants are getting a raise, and more.
Hear the latest news from the Walt Disney Company in today's House of Mouse headlines.
Two Disneyland Paris events that were previously specially ticketed events will now be included as part of regular operating hours. This year, instead of offering standalone ticketed events on Halloween night and New Year's Eve, the park will instead offer the event for all-day guests. Each of these holidays will feature extended hours of operation and special moments, although no other details on either event have been released at this time. Meanwhile, Disney's Halloween Festival will return from October 1st to November 5th this year, followed by the Magic Holiday event Disney's Enchanted Christmas from November 11th, 2023 through January 7th, 2024. On April 12th, Disneyland Paris celebrated its 31st anniversary by announcing a new offering for its continued 30th anniversary grand finale. Now, guests can enjoy an updated version of Disney Delight featuring new drone choreography. This new edition is expected to run through September as a pre-show to Disney Dreams. For showtimes, be sure to check out the Disneyland Paris app. Some more Pixar theming is coming to another Disneyland Paris eatery. This week it was announced that Fuente del Oro in Frontierland will be gaining a Coco theme and will be renamed Casa de Coco Restaurante de Familia. The announcement comes as a Luca-themed area has debuted at Pizzeria Bellanotte and the Fantasyland area of Park Disneyland. Meanwhile, Miguel and family are expected to arrive at the updated dining location this summer. Frequent Walt Disney World guests will be very excited to hear that all Walt Disney World annual pass types will be going back on sale. Since November of 2021, only the lowest level and Florida resident exclusive Disney Pixie Dust Pass has been available for new sales. However, on April 20th, a limited number of Disney Incredipass, Disney Sorcerer Pass, and Disney Pirate Pass will become available for purchase. Each pass type will retain the same pricing as the last time they were on sale, ranging from $749 plus tax for the Pirate Pass to $1399 plus tax for the Incredipass. Keep in mind that the availability for these new pass purchases is limited, so if you want to snag one, be at your computer and ready on Thursday morning. With the Walt Disney World 50th celebration now over and the Disney 100 promotion making its way to the East Coast, guests may be noticing a few changes to the park decor. Perhaps most notably, a new platinum Disney 100 marquee has been installed in front of the Main Street train station at the entrance to Magic Kingdom. Elsewhere, new packaging has been spotted for Mickey Premium bars, and your favorite characters may now be seen sporting their Disney 100 looks. Yet, the celebration apparently won't reach full swing until later this year at Epcot, so stay tuned. The ultra-popular Epcot International Food and Wine Festival has announced dates for 2023. This year, the event will run from July 27th through November 18th. 25 global marketplaces will once again be part of the celebration, including returning favorites such as the Fry Basket, Flavors from Fire, Canada, India, and Spain. Plus, several new global marketplaces will open later during the festival as summer turns to fall. Also announced to celebrate the Halloween season, guests can partake in Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit, a special pumpkin scavenger hunt from September 29th through October 31st. Of course, the Eat to the Beat concert series, specialty merchandise, and much more will all be part of the event. So be sure to book your Walt Disney World visit and come to the park with an empty stomach, but a full wallet. Disney Programs, the division behind the popular internship programs at Walt Disney World Resort, has announced that participants in the Disney College program will see an increase in their wages in the weeks ahead. This increase will see the starting hourly rate of Disney College program participants increasing from $14 to $16 per hour. The increase will apply only to those currently participating in the program, as well as any future participants. Disney is currently recruiting for program arrival dates between May 2023 and October 2023, with the departure dates beginning no earlier than January 2024. Guests boarding Star Tours will soon be able to visit some new destinations. At this year's Star Wars celebration in London, it was announced that new stories and characters will be coming to Star Tours at Disneyland, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Disneyland Paris in 2024. Details on the locations that guests will soon be able to visit were not revealed, but it was teased that they may involve some Star Wars content announced over the weekend at Star Wars Celebration. In other words, we'll need to wait and see what these updates will be. The world-famous Gaia, who performs on the Halcyon, aka the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, and who can be heard at Oga's Cantina, will release more music via streaming as well as on physical media. At Star Wars Celebration, it was announced that a playlist of music by the singer will be released on streaming platforms everywhere on May 4th. That will apparently be followed by a vinyl record release in the future. No track listing was revealed during the announcement, but fans can already hear some of her tunes in the DJ Rex playlists currently available on streaming platforms. As part of a trio of films announced by Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy, director James Mangold is seeking to tell a, quote, biblical epic that will tell the story of the dawning of the Force. The Logan and Ford v. Ferrari filmmaker is taking the helm of a film that is reportedly set 25,000 years before the events of Star Wars: A New Hope. Mangold told those in attendance at Star Wars Celebration that the movie will tell the origin story of the Force and will feature all new characters in an all-new era. No release timeframe for the project was announced, but given the way that Star Wars features have gone lately, it's likely more of a question of will it happen rather than when will it happen. In another Star Wars project announced at Celebration, it was revealed that Daisy Ridley will reprise her role as Rey Skywalker. Helmed by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, this new film will focus on the new Jedi Order and is set more than a decade after the sequel trilogy. Once again, not many other details or dates for the film were announced, but fans will surely be excited to see this one come to fruition. Disney Cruise Line has announced that Magic Band Plus technology will debut on board this summer, but under the name Disney Band Plus. Similar to how the bands work at Walt Disney World, guests will be able to unlock their stateroom door and charge food or souvenirs to their payment card on file with the tap of a wrist. Importantly, Disney Band Plus is also waterproof, so guests can continue to wear it while cooling off at the pool, snorkeling at Castaway Cay, or taking a thrilling plunge on Aquamouse. Children ages 3 and up can also use their bands in lieu of the Oceaneer Club band to access kids' clubs, including Disney's Oceaneer Club while on board and Scuttle's Cove at Castaway Cay. Plus, wearing your Disney Band Plus will allow you to discover enchanting surprises throughout your cruise. For the record, essentially Disney Band Plus and Magic Band Plus are the same thing, so you can use your Disneyland or Walt Disney World Magic Band Plus aboard the Disney Cruise Line, and vice versa, although the cruise line will offer a few exclusive designs. The rollout of Disney Band Plus will begin with previews on the Disney Wish ahead of a summer debut. Former Disney Imagineer Joe Rohde will be joining an Adventures by Disney cruise to the Arctic this July. On the special cruise, he'll be offering insights into his 40-year career, including how traveling played a large role in his creative process when designing Disney properties worldwide. Additionally, Rohde will share his sketching strategies so guests can learn how to capture all of their own emotions while traveling. This particular expedition will take place from July 10th through the 19th. To learn more about trips with Adventures by Disney, visit adventuresbydisney.com or call 833-ABD-0103. Just in time for National American Sign Language Day on April 15th, Disney Plus added a new viewing option for Marvel Studios' Ant-Man. Disney Plus subscribers can access ASL as an option when viewing Scott Lang's first adventure in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. According to Marvel, the ASL video service was created by Deluxe in partnership with Grupo Steno, with Delbert Wetter of Respectability joining the project as a daily consult on ASL best practices and to help build creative guidelines. As Wetter said, the deaf creatives on the team, which include Douglas Ridloff and ASL performer Jack Cook, exceeded expectations as they set out to communicate Ant-Man's entertaining dialogue and sound effects in a manner befitting Marvel's distinctive style, subversive humor, and high-velocity action. To access the feature with ASL, find it under the Extras tab on the Ant-Man page on Disney+. As the Walt Disney Company looks to restructure and downsize, a new position has also been created. Last week, Asad Ayez was named the first ever Chief Brand Officer of the Walt Disney Company. In this newly created role, reporting to Bob Iger, Ayez will be responsible for stewarding and elevating the Disney brand globally across the entire ecosystem of the company's touchpoints and consumer experiences. Ayez will also continue as president of marketing for the Walt Disney Studios, overseeing all aspects of marketing and publicity for the studio's films and series, as well as for Disney Plus globally, reporting to Disney Entertainment co-chairman Alan Bergman. As Chief Brand Officer, Ayez will develop and execute holistic brand marketing campaigns, leveraging and synthesizing the company's full suite of content and consumer experiences, activate the brand internally and externally through partnerships, and provide guidance and alignment for the company's digital and social media strategy and presence. Announcing the promotion, Iger said of Ayez, "Asad is an exceptional creative leader with a deep understanding of what Disney means to millions of people around the world. His taking on this role is particularly noteworthy and consequential as we commemorate our historic 100th anniversary, and I am confident that his strategic, operational, and creative prowess, along with his profound passion for Disney, will make him an outstanding steward of our stories, characters, brands, and franchises." And now it's time to welcome back Kyle Burbank from laughingplace.com. Hello, Kyle. How's it going?
Hello, Jefferson.
Every once in a while, I'm Jefferson for you. I accept
Jeffrey, Jefferson. It's fun.
Yeah, because everybody calls me Jeffrey and
Jefferoni.
Jefferoni. That's it. Kyle Maniac? I don't know. Kyle Maniac. I kind of like that. Anyway. We've lost our minds, and it's just the top of the show. Here we go. We got some news. Let's just jump into it, because Disney legend Don Hahn finally got to celebrate receiving that award. Of course, Don Hahn should have received it with everybody else this past D23 Expo in September of 2022, but he fell ill and wasn't able to make it out to the ceremony. If you don't know who Don Hahn is, listen, he's a friend of the show. I love the man, which is why we're talking about it today. But he's the producer of Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and so much more for Disney. He is truly a Disney legend. And I'm just so happy that he finally got to celebrate and do it right. Yay, Don.
And then it seemed, I guess he went to Germany afterwards. I saw he was at the Disney 100 exhibit opening, today, the day we're recording.
In Germany?
Pretty sure it was in Germany, because that's where our guy is in Germany.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild. These folks who are just, superstars and like semi-retired, they just travel. They go around, they go to openings. I guess that's what you do when you hit a certain age and have a certain level of success. So good for him, enjoying life.
I will say, I think my favorite Don Hahn story is when you did the interview with him and he mentioned, because at that point, I think he was talking to Laughing Place when he mentioned that he was doing a Howard Ashman documentary. Mm-hmm. And then you followed up on that when you talked to him. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, do you want to see some of it?" That was just so cool.
Oh yeah. He's, Don's amazing. I love him. He's one of the most eccentric people I've ever met, and super, super dry, really dry sense of humor. And, it was actually and here's the thing, I always wonder, listen, I know Don, we get along, but we're not best buddies or anything. So I always wonder, I'm is this how he is with everybody, or is it just this level of friendship that we have? But I went to visit Joe Lanzicero's studio recently, an Imagineer I recently had on the show, who was talking about Mickey's Toontown, and we started talking about Don, and of course him and Don are very friendly, and there are places that are actually very close to each other, and Joe's like, "Oh no, that's just Don. He's that way with everybody." So I was like, okay, I feel a little bit better now, but man, he is a dry sense of humor. I love the man, and I'm so happy he got to do this. And speaking of his like kind of weird, dry sense of humor, did you read what his themed lunch consisted of at this special ceremony where he was becoming a Disney legend? I mean, technically he already was one, but did you see the items?
I did, but I don't remember all. Was Walt's chili one of them?
No, it was corn dogs, popcorn, and cupcakes. And I'm just like,
Okay.
This is just like on point Don Hahn. Like he's just, he's quote unquote a simple man, for lack of a better term. He's an amazing man. So in any case, super happy for him. If you'd like to hear him on this very podcast, go way back to episode 236, 237, 409, and 755. And I always love a good conversation with him, and he's super generous to like everybody in the Disney fan community as far as giving of his time and stuff. So yay, Don! Finally got his
great
award.
Documentary filmmaker.
Oh my gosh, a phenomenal documentary filmmaker. You mentioned Howard, but I will say my favorite of his is Waking Sleeping Beauty. I'm obsessed with Waking Sleeping Beauty. If you're a fan of Walt Disney Animation and the renaissance that happened in the late 80s into the 90s, I mean, there's no better documentary about the subject matter that I know of, and it's such an honest look at it, and I cannot rave about it any more than I do, so highly recommend.
And that was my introduction to Don Hahn, was because I went to a screening of Waking Sleeping Beauty in Burbank, and he did a Q&A afterwards.
Did I tell you what my introduction to him was? Have I ever told you this?
You probably have, but you can go ahead and tell me again.
It was on a VHS. It was on, I think it was a Little Mermaid VHS, where there was like a little featurette of like the making of Beauty and the Beast. And I vividly remember seeing him. I didn't know him by name at that time, but like he was just, visually I was like, okay, this man's cool. I want to know this guy. And then like, fast forward X amount of years and I know this guy. So it's kind of cool. Like I've kind of loved this guy from the second I saw him. It was like, that guy's doing awesome stuff. I want to be that guy. He's cool. So he's the coolest, nerdiest
Very
guy
cool.
around. So yay, Don. Anyway, let's move on because Rogers, the musical, will officially debut at the Hyperion Theater in Disney California Adventure on June 30th. According to the Disney Parks blog, Save the City, as seen in Hawkeye, will be part of the show, as well as Star Spangled Man from Captain America, the First Avenger. 5 new original songs will be written for this production, and in total, the show will run approximately 30 minutes. Once it debuts, Rogers the Musical will have performances from Tuesday through Saturday most weeks. And I love this. News about the merchandise, food, and beverage offerings themed to the show will be shared as opening day gets closer. They're going to make so much money off of merch and crap. It's going to be crazy.
That's how it works. Everything's got to have specialty. Like at this point, I might as well just have like a standard insert for my scripts and specialty merchandise and drink, food and beverage.
Yeah, so, I mean, listen, I know you're super excited for this. We had made some predictions kind of about this, right?
Kind of, yeah. We discussed how long we thought it was going to be and how many songs there would be, and we were pretty close. I think we said 5 in total. Well, you said 5 in total. I agreed with that, and we said 25 to 30 minutes, or 25 to 35 minutes, so we were kind of spot on with that. So yeah, we weren't exact, but not far off.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I think a 30-minute musical makes more sense. I know the ones in the Hyperion lean more toward like 45 to 50 minutes, and me, even as a theater fan, it always felt kind of long to be sitting in a theater in the middle of a theme park. They are Broadway caliber shows typically. But yeah, I don't know. I know 30, 35 minutes feels more like, especially with the attention spans of folks today, it feels more like the right length for a show in that space. So I don't know. I think it's going to be kind of crazy when this opens. People are going to go wild. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this song from Captain America, I could be totally mixing this up, but did Alan Menken not write a song for a Captain America movie?
Richard Sherman did. I don't know if that's who you're thinking. Alan Menken might have, but
who wrote Star Spangled Man? That's not the one I'm thinking of. I just remember I could have sworn Alan Menken wrote some Marvel song for like a credits sequence or something.
I mean, it's possible. I will look it up.
I feel like Alan does it as part of his concerts sometimes.
Okay, yeah, he did compose Star Spangled Man. You are correct.
OMG. Did I just know some Marvel stuff that you did not?
I mean, it's more of a songwriting thing than a Marvel thing, but yeah, I'll give it to you.
Oh my gosh. I can't even believe it. Yay, pat on my back. So wait a sec. So we've got Mark Shaman music. He wrote Save the City, right?
Yeah.
Mark Shaman wrote Save the City. We get Alan Menken, who wrote Star Spangled Man. Okay. So there are 5 other songs. Oh, let's just go crazy for a second. I want a Steven Schwartz song. You mentioned Richard Sherman. So what the heck? Let's throw Richard Sherman in there. I want a Richard Sherman song. There's 3 more. Who else can we? A Lin-Manuel Miranda song. Why the heck not? Right?
Elton John.
We'll get an Elton John song in there, and then Shawn Mendes just for fun.
Oh, no. Jordan Fisher.
Shawn Mendes.
No, it's going to be the people that they hired to write the songs.
Yes.
Is who it's going to be. It's the same person who wrote the other 5. But yeah, a man can dream.
But that's pretty cool, though. Mark Shaman and Alan Menken. Like, these are 2 musical icons in the world of musical theater whom I don't think have ever collaborated. Not that they collaborated on this, but I don't know. It's kind of interesting that their music's going to be in the same show. So that's pretty cool. And as I said, what is it, June 30th? So not too far away. And DCA is going to have a new energy in it when that starts.
And it's going to be dark on Sundays and Mondays. So keep that in mind if you are planning a trip to see this. It's only Tuesday through Saturday.
Yeah, having a Sunday dark is a little weird considering it's a theme park. Like, I would assume Saturdays and Sundays are 2 of the most busy days in the park. So you'd think they'd take like a Monday, Tuesday off. I don't know the reasoning behind that schedule. And I don't think the other shows had that schedule. I'm pretty sure Aladdin and Frozen had Sunday shows. So that is a bit of an odd choice.
Just cast.
What do you mean? Just give them Tuesdays and Mondays.
Well, I'm just saying, like, maybe they don't have as many duplicates of roles and stuff, so they need to limit the number of showtimes and the days and stuff. But yeah, you're right. They could change what the days are.
Yeah. I don't know. That's happening, though. People get excited. Speaking of getting excited, Disneyland will celebrate Pride Month this June with the first ever Disneyland After Dark Pride Night taking place over 2 unforgettable evenings. Now, this is a separately ticketed event which celebrates the LGBTQIA+ community and allies and will be held on June 13th and 15th inside Disneyland Park. It begins with a 3-hour pre-party mix-in from 6 to 9 p.m. Then the private party runs from 9 p.m. till 1 a.m. when guests can ride some popular attractions after regular park hours. Guests will receive unlimited digital downloads of Disney PhotoPass photos taken during the party, along with commemorative keepsakes, including a souvenir credential and an event guide map. I love how guide maps are now souvenirs. They are becoming pretty rare since everything's digital now. It's like, ooh, a physical guide map, souvenir. Love it. A limited number of these Disneyland After Dark Pride Night tickets will go on pre-sale for Magic Key holders beginning April 18th. At this point that you're listening, they're probably sold out, but general public on April 20th. So if you're listening to this on the day of its release, get ready. Tomorrow, they're coming out. You can celebrate at the Pride Night Cavalcade featuring Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Clarabelle, Donald, Daisy, and Goofy dressed in special attire as they make their way through the heart of Disneyland Park down Main Street, USA. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of rainbow costumes, don't you think?
Well, did you see the costumes?
Oh, no. Actually, yes, I did. I saw the concept art. Yeah. And then we can join Stitch at the Ohana Dance Party at Tomorrowland Terrace, where DJ will be spinning great tunes with joyful energy at a dance party that celebrates Ohana. I have a feeling we'll be getting a lot of Lady Gaga that evening. And the Pride Night Dance Club will come alive along the rivers of America, inviting everyone to dance and enjoy music under the stars. This part shocked me a little. Kick your heels up with country line dancing at the Golden Horseshoe? Is that a Pride thing? I'm going to the wrong clubs, I guess.
It's not a Pride thing.
Yeah, I this one was a little shocking to me. I was like, okay.
Haven't you seen the Queer Eye episodes in Texas?
Can I tell you, I've never seen an episode of Queer Eye in my life.
You should watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you talking the new one or the OG?
The new one. I mean, I've seen episodes of the old one. From what I hear and what I remember, the new one's much more heartfelt and not just about, fashion and stuff like that. But yeah, I enjoy that show greatly.
I've never seen Drag Race. I've never seen Queer Eye. I'm not a Streisand fan. Sorry, take the card away, I guess. But I make up for it with Liza and a lot of other stuff. So there we go.
Now, how do you spell Liza?
It's Liza with a Z, not Lisa with an S, because Lisa with an S goes not Z, it's Z instead of S, Lie instead of Lee. It's simple. This can be C, Liza, then M-I-double-N, then E-double-I. You double up the N, that's not new, then E-double-the-L, end it with an I. That's the way you say Manelli, Liza Minnelli. See what you got me doing here, Kyle? The grin on your face.
It's almost as though I wanted that.
The grin on your face was worth the insanity of that. I love it.
I mean, it's... The only thing I like better than that is the DePauli version, but I won't make you do that right now.
We'll save it for another day. But I will say there's a phenomenal Twitter account out there called Liza Minnelli Outlives. And, listen,
Yes,
Liza Minnelli...
Phantom.
Yes, Liza Minnelli has had her, health issues through the years. I think more than once they were like, oh, she's on death's door. And it's just like this woman survives and she's a survivor and she's, an amazing talent. And I adore her. But the Twitter account is, a comedy account, and it's Liza Minnelli Outlives. And whenever something just goes away or dies, it's like, no, Liza outlived it. And so recently they tweeted out Liza Minnelli outlives the Broadway run of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera. Had an amazing 35-year run. And it just made me laugh so hard. I'm like, this account is just brilliant. I love it. So check it out if you want some comedy in your life. At Liza Minnelli Outlives, I believe, is the Twitter handle. In any case, they're also going to have, of course, photo opportunities with fun backdrops and Disney characters. So, this is one of those things that's like, well, yeah, it's about time, right? Like, they have a very LGBTQ audience, Disney. I think a ton of money can be made here. I'm expecting this one to sell very well. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm expecting it's going to sell very well. The big question is, when is Florida going to get it?
Oh, let's not talk about Florida. No, Paris has done these for a few years now in official capacity. I think it's smart for Disney to do it during June for Pride Month rather than try to do it on top of Gay Days in October. That's when Gay Days in Anaheim are, right?
Are those Gay Days? Yeah, maybe. I know that Bat Days in the park are in October, right? These are all those unofficial days we're talking about.
Right.
I think that might be October. I'm honestly not sure. Maybe it is October.
For some reason, that's in my head. But I whatever it is, I think it's separate from June. So I don't think that it's trying to take away from those events. So I think that's probably a good idea, too. Yeah.
And you mentioned Paris having theirs. And actually, you made me real jealous because Paris had Mika come and perform. I'm a huge Mika fan. Mika is a European pop star who puts on one of the best live shows you'll ever see. And yeah, they got like legit musical artists coming. Why aren't we getting that? Ugh.
I don't know. But I do have some breaking news. Gay Days Anaheim 2023 is apparently September 22nd through the 24th. So,
all right.
I was almost there, almost September, almost October, but
all right,
not in June. Is the point?
And that is an unofficial day, kind of organized by
they've had for many years.
Yeah.
Red Shirt Day. If you've ever wondered why there's a bunch of people in the parks wearing red shirts and why there's a bunch of families wearing red shirts who are not happy, that's why.
Yep. So cool. They're not like getting in their way, and they're doing their own real official thing, which is great. And I don't know if I'm going yet. We'll see. It's like $134. I think it's over 130, and that's a pretty hefty price tag for technically, you're in the park for 7 hours. Only 4 of those hours are for the actual party. So I don't know. Like these Disneyland After Dark events, I've said many times, like you have to like really be into the theme, in my opinion, for it to make it monetarily worth it. But for some people it is. And I know you like it because you get to very short lines, right?
Well, I mean, if I went to one like this, I'd want to see more of the special entertainment. And I don't need photos with the characters, but I definitely go around and take photos of the characters, assuming that they're special like this. Did you see the list for Throwback Night?
No, who's coming out for Throwback Night? Because this is the one celebrating like the 50s and 60s, right?
Yeah, they're going to have like I think it's the father and mother from Carousel of Progress or something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's some like really deep cuts on it.
There's a great big beautiful tomorrow.
So yeah, they're gonna have characters from Fantasia, Three Little Pigs, Big Bad Wolf, who cares? Yeah, Mother and Father from Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress, a Tomorrowland Space Couple, and Mr. Morrow from Flight to the Moon.
Okay, that's pretty. I mean, the Carousel of Progress characters, that makes me real happy, and a little sad I won't be there. But, you know, I still wouldn't pay that much to go. Like, that's the one cool thing I would want to check out. But, man, I love those deep cuts, especially since we haven't had that at Disneyland in decades at this point. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, anybody who went to that, if they go and they don't get a picture with Mother and Father from Carousel of Progress, then in my opinion, you didn't actually go. So, anyway, that's very, very cool. I want to know which characters are now going to be labeled as, you know, gay after this event. I mean, like, if Gadget's there from, you know, Rescue Rangers, is she a lesbian now? Like, you know that these rumors are going to start flying. So who's the one that you think we're going to say?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that. I wonder, well, no, they probably wouldn't do that. I mean, I think Elsa is the obvious one.
Oh, is Elsa? Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Elsa lesbian whole
Because I think
thing.
she could legitimately come out in the next movie.
Huh. All right. You're going with Elsa. I'll go with Gadget. Let's see where the rumors fly. Anywho, let's move on because Tiana's Bayou Adventure is set to open at both Disneyland Park and Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom in 2024, as we all know. And we've learned that guests will come face to face with, I gotta say, one of my favorite characters from the movie, Mama Odie, who will reprise her role as the catalyst to the magic of the bayou. The 200-year-old Bayou fairy godmother with her eccentric belongings and seeing eye snake Juju is comically eccentric yet wise and all-knowing throughout the adventure. Jennifer Lewis, who starred as the voice of Mama Odie in Walt Disney Animation Studios' The Princess and the Frog, is once again returning to her role for the attraction. Mama Odie joins a cast of friends familiar and new in Princess Tiana's debut attraction. Here's a sample of what to expect from this musical adventure. Brand new cast of original Disney characters with distinct names and personalities, dozens of entirely new audio animatronic figures, new original music alongside favorite tunes from the film. The alluring scent of beignets being prepared for the party will be part of the attraction queue. Additional talent voices from the film reprise their roles, including Bruno Campos as Prince Naveen, Michael Leon Woolley as Lewis, and the one and only Anika Noni Rose. Isn't that Disney legend Anika Noni Rose? As Princess Tiana.
It is, and yeah. I'm going to mention Disney legend status in just a moment, Jeff.
All right. Familiar faces from the films, such as Princess Tiana, Prince Naveen, Mama Odie, Louis, Eudora, Charlotte, Big Daddy, the King and Queen of Maldonia, and Prince Ralphie will all be seen. Have we seen any video of the animatronic figures? I don't think we have, because I got to tell you,
No, we haven't.
I really want a Mama Odie, like, really good audio animatronic figure. I think that would be a hoot. I love the way she moves. And I hope that happens.
Yeah, they just had the concept art. But I would like to think that if they're making a point to mention she's going to be in it and showing the concept art, that they would make it a very good animatronic.
Yeah, we'll see.
And not just reuse the ones that are already in the attraction. Yeah, someone asked, like, they joked and they're like, hey, which attraction do you think they're going to close to put in for the animatronics for this ride? I'm like, probably Splash Mountain.
Right. What were you going to say about Disney Legend?
I just wanted to complain about not only is Jennifer Lewis not a Disney legend yet, when she absolutely should be and maybe will be at the next D23 Expo, but the Disney Parks TikTok has twice now shared a video of her and spelled her name wrong.
Oh.
Like, come on.
That's a big no-no. But please educate me.
That's Jennifer with one N, not Jennifer with two N's.
That's the thing. She needs a song all about it. That's see, that's funny. Good callback, Kyle. I like that. So educate me. Why should she be a legend? What has she done beyond Mama Odie?
Well, the main cast of Blackish.
She's from
last year,
Blackish.
Anthony Anderson, and she was on that. She's the voice of Mama Odie, and I'm sure she's done plenty of other things as well. But those two things alone. And she's awesome.
Okay, well,
isn't being awesome good enough?
I mean, you know, there's a lot of Mr. Rogers is awesome, but he's not going to be a Disney legend.
Well,
so I don't think awesome is good enough. Otherwise, Kyle, you and I would be Disney legends if awesome was all it took. Don't you think?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Fair point. Anyway, of course, with the opening of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, we all know Splash Mountain is closing. It already closed at Magic Kingdom. We have an official closing date for Disneyland Park. The attraction will close on May 31st, meaning that the last chance for guests to ride will be on May 30th. I always hate the way that they kind of word these, like in a confusing way. Like, just announce the closing date and have that be the last date that it's open, right? Just say it's closing May 30th, right? Like, why do they say May 31st?
Well, at least they, confirm. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point.
It's
because then people ask. So now they're saying, well, okay, fine, it'll be closed as of 31st.
Yeah, so I don't know. But in any case, it is closing.
End of day, May 30th.
So they, it's happening. It's finally all those protests and petitions did nothing, ladies and gentlemen. It comes as no surprise to me.
Oh, and the rumor about people are like, oh, Ken Potrock he's taking his case to the Disney board. I'm like, I don't think that's how this works at all. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so listen, it's happening. It's had its day, and frankly, it's not in great shape right now. So people are like, "Oh, you're going to go back and ride it one more time." I'm like, listen, I've ridden it many times. I've ridden it when it was in much better shape. It's kind of cold here in SoCal right now. I don't really want to go get soaked, although hopefully by May 30th it warms up. But yeah, I don't know. I probably have ridden it for the last time already. I'm okay with that. I'm looking forward to what Tiana's Bayou Adventure is. I think that'll be a really fun attraction. So it's happening. I just want to know, are you flying out with some empty water bottles to fill?
Well, maybe I should. I was going to say, I'm going to go to Tokyo instead, but maybe I go to California, and then the money that I get and profit from my water bottles, I can use to go to Tokyo. But no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to Tokyo just for that either. So
okay, fair enough.
Because Tokyo is still open. It's more like Magic Kingdoms than Disneyland's, but
yeah. Also, I want to mention something before we wrap up here, and this is nothing to do with Disney, but just speaking of attraction closers, I would be remiss not to mention that over at Universal Studio Florida's Islands of Adventure, the last day to experience Poseidon's Fury is May 9th. To me, honestly, this is more heartbreaking than Splash Mountain closing. Have you ever done Poseidon's Fury?
I haven't. But I have a nomenclature correction for you. It's Orlando. It's Universal Orlando Resort. Universal Studios Florida is the park. So
I agree.
Universal Orlando Resorts Islands of Adventure.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Walt Disney World.
Walt Disney World. Yeah, no, Universal does. Remember Universal Escape? Not the escape rooms, but you remember Universal Escape? That made it even more confusing. I will say some of their verbiage does confuse me, but you're right. Universal Orlando's Islands of Adventure. So in any case, Poseidon's Fury was amazing. If there's anybody listening to this who has never done it and you have a chance, go do it before May 9th. If you have done it a million times and haven't done it in a while, go do it. This is heartbreaking. It's such a unique attraction full of some phenomenal effects. I'm happy I did it last October when I was there. And it'll be interesting to see what comes in its place. And I think this is kind of the end of probably the whole, what's that land called? They call it the Lost Continent over at Islands of Adventure. For a while, it's been the only land there. Actually, when the park first opened, it was the only land not based on like a franchise IP. And Harry Potter took over a big chunk of it. So there's been this little portion left. Poseidon's Fury has survived, but soon no longer. So I just want to say, Universal Florida, oh man, Universal Orlando, excuse me. I'm going to miss Poseidon's Fury. It's so good. I can't believe it. Have you ever been to Islands of Adventure?
I have a couple times, but we haven't had a chance to do. I have eaten at Mythos, so I have been imbibed in that land.
Oh, Kyle, I got to tell you, you missed one of the greatest theme park attractions ever created. I loved it so much.
That's what YouTube's for.
No, it's not the same thing. I'm sorry. It's just not. But in any case, that's going to do it for the news. And anything you want to add, Kyle, before we go?
I want to say I really enjoyed your last episode with Ruben and Aaron. That was a nice surprise to hit my inbox on Wednesday morning. Reading the description, I'm like, I bet you I know who he's going to be talking to. And then sure enough, I was correct.
Well, those guys are okay, so every once in a while I like chatting with them,
Yeah, I understand.
Alrighty. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Kyle. I'll talk to you again in a couple weeks. And until then, stay magical, my friend.
Thank you. You too.
To read more about any and all of the stories you've heard here today, simply visit the show notes link in this episode's description. You've heard the news, and now I want to hear what you have to say about it. What do you think of all the new Star Wars announcements to come out of Star Wars Celebration? Share your thoughts on that or any other topics mentioned in today's episode. Call 818-860-2569 and you may just hear yourself on a future episode of Disney Coast to Coast. Thanks for tuning into this episode. Don't miss any future episodes by subscribing and following Disney, with a Z, Coast to Coast on your favorite podcast app where episodes are available 24/7. Until next time, anything you need can be found in this episode's description. From additional information and links discussed in this episode found in the show notes, contact info to reach me, access to the show's official website, some free gifts from me to you, and so much more. So be sure to check out this episode's description. Other than that, folks, have a magical day. Bye!